Thank you. Okay, so we will start a new series. This comes in Shrimad Bhagavatam. Um, mm, and let's see. Once we go, we will hear more about. It's a very interesting pastime of Vrtrasura, Maharaj Chitraketu, Indra, Dadichi, and many personalities will come in that pastime, and there will be many lessons that we can learn from this. So let's begin directly. Okay. Indra and Sachi Devi served in heavenly planet. Indra was surrounded by many great demigods like Maruts, Vasus, Rudras, Adityas, Siddhas, Charanas, Gandharvas, and many great saintly persons. So just shows us that the position of Indra, he is king of heavenly planets, and he has many departments like Rudras. We know, I mean, it says that Indra was surrounded even by Rudras. Vasus are like earth, water, fire, air, ether. They are all Vasus. Maruts were 49 sons of 49 sons of um, what's her name? Diti, and Kashyap Muni, 49 sons. So they were Maruts. Then Adityas are the 11 representations of sun. And then there are Gandharvas, are singers, and Siddhas and Charanas. They are another kinds of demigods, saintly people, and many other saintly people. So Indra's opulence is defined. Also surrounding him were the Vidyadharas, they are again singers. Apsaras is heavenly girls. Kinnaras, Patagas, Uragas, birds and snakes. So just a description of heavenly planet. Apsaras and Gandharvas were dancing and singing with very sweet musical instruments. Over Indra's head was a white umbrella as effulgent as the full moon. So his kingdom is defined. Fanned by a yak tail, whisks. Those who don't know, yak is an animal. And if you know that if we use chamara in our homes for arati, so it is made of yak tail. So yak, the animal's tail basically, and then that from that white feather chamara. So Indra was fanned by this, so he was worshipped. He is worshipped and served with all the paraphernalia of a great king. O king, once upon a time, the king of heaven Indra, being extremely proud because of his great opulence of the three words, transgressed, transgressed the law of Vedic etiquette. His Holiness Sarana Swami Maharaj says that when there is failure, it makes us humble. But when there is success, then pride will come. And once pride comes, then after pride, fall down comes. This fall down refers to one starts facing, one make a mistake. Externally, one makes a mistake. But the reason mistake is made is because uh, of the pride. And then one loses the taste in the holy name, and one starts feeling emptiness in one's heart. That is also Krishna's mercy. Then, once the devotee becomes humble again, then again Krishna brings him back. So, um, pride comes before fall. First, pride comes and then fall down comes. So, especially when there is lot of success and positions like king, as we see the way he was being worshipped. Um, um, Pride attacked him. So he did something wrong. And what did he do? Indra was sitting with his wife Sachi Devi, served by Chanaras, Gandharvas, and many other opulent apsaras were dancing, songs are going on. He has a white umbrella on his head, glorifying Indra, who occupied half the throne, Sachi Devi. When the great sage Brihaspati appeared in that assembly, Brihaspati, the best of sages, was the spiritual master of Indra. So Brihaspati came. Now, what happens? Um, mm, okay, let's continue, then we will see. Indra offends his spiritual master, Brihaspati. And As you see here, if you can try to see the picture, behind there is Indra sitting on the throne, and then there are some people with sitting with mridangas and singing. They're like Gandharvas, um, and many people are glorifying and apsaras are dancing. And then there is a person in white cloth with chadar and dhoti, so he is representing Brihaspati. He came and he looked. Then what happened? Nevertheless, although Brihaspati came, nevertheless, although Indra was his spiritual master before him, Indra saw his spiritual master before him, he did not rise from his own seat or offer a seat to his spiritual master. Nor did Indra offer him a respectful welcome. Indra did nothing to show him respect. So this constitutes a great offense. It is said that when we see our spiritual master, we should immediately offer obeisances to spiritual master. But what happens is, when we get lot of respect, then false pride comes, and false ego. We start acting on false ego, and then we think that why do I need to show respect to my spiritual master? Or then one thinks, if I show respect to my spiritual master, what would other things? They are giving me so much respect, and if I show respect to my spiritual master, then they may not respect me now. So I don't want to take a lower position. So this is because of pride, attachment to name and fame, that Indra was captured by this. It happens, I mean, it's in case of spiritual master, but basically a person does not want to take a humble position in front of dependents, or if at work, then juniors. Because one is attached to what one is receiving, subtle fame. So Indra made this mistake. He was feeling like, if I bow down to Brihaspati, what will others think of me? And sort of charged with that, everybody is glorifying me. Now he has to pay a heavy price for this. Brihaspati noticed pride in Indra and he left the assembly. So great souls does not have to do or say anything. They just have to become displeased, and everything will be done by their displeasure. So Brihaspati just left. Indra understood his mistake and searched for Brihaspati to beg forgiveness, but could find him nowhere. So Indra was, what do I do now? Indra understood. The Lord is sitting in everyone's heart. So Lord speak to Indra that immediately started feeling emptiness in his heart and agitation in his mind. He understood, I have to beg forgiveness, otherwise, like bad omens. Otherwise, wrong things will happen. So he started searching for Brihaspati, but Brihaspati was nowhere to be seen now. Indra thought to himself, although I am king of the demigods who are situated in mode of goodness, I was proud of a little opulence and polluted by false ego. Under the circumstances, who in this world would accept such riches at the risk of falling down? Alas, I condemn my wealth and opulence. So Indra came back to his senses. He realized his mistake. um, he understood that because of pride and false ego. This is actually how Paramatma gives realization. Sometimes sincere devotees also act on false pride and ahankar, false ego. But then they quickly realize that no, that was not a proper behavior, and then lament. So Indra was lamenting on it, and Indra was saying that, what is the use of all this opulence, all this wealth, all these followers, fame? Because now he has to go through a lot of suffering. So they became kind of obstruction for Indra. One lecture I heard, why Krishna does not give us success in Krishna consciousness. Like, many devotees want to spread the message and want to do many kind of lot of service to Srila Prabhupada, and many times they try, but success or results doesn't come. So why result doesn't come? Because Krishna says that we are not ready for success. Success brings even greater problems. Then lot of material emotion comes. Otherwise, a simple humble devotee, it's very easy to remain humble, but when lot of kind of flags are attached and lot of uh, this is true in everywhere, whether it's job, whether it's family. But I'm, since these are discussion bhagavatam, I'm giving spiritual examples only here. So in the thought, what is the use of all this? If these would have been, wouldn't have been there, I would have been so self satisfied in my own humility and then Krishna consciousness. But because all these things can simply creating a disturbance, now a lot of negative emotion starts happening basically. So Krishna got up when Krishna also got up. Okay, okay. So there's an example of the Supreme Lord Krishna. When he was in Dwarka, Narad Muni came. When Narad Muni came, Krishna immediately got up. He made Narad Muni sat on the asan and he washed his feet. Same thing happened when Sudama came. Sudama was a Brahmana, Narad Muni was a Brahmana, but Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is acting like a household man. So he's trying to set a good example. So pure. Now I'm Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's like fire. So another example is during the Rajsuya sacrifice. Indra took the role of washing everyone's feet. In the Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata, he took the role of a chariot driver. So Krishna is absolute and everything done in Krishna's service is absolute. But for conditions also Ahankar comes. And they want only important service, but they don't want any menial service or whatever. I'm sure it's clear. This is Kunti Devi's prayer. Janmaishwarya Shruti Shivi Edamana Madapuman Adi 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 Avidhatum Vai Tomakinchana Gocharam, where she says high birth, good education, lot of wealth, physical beauty, they all act as obstruction. Not that they are obstructions, but they may act as obstruction if it make us feel proud. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prayed, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundaram. I don't want wealth. I don't want jana means followers. I don't want followers. And na sundarim. I don't want physical beauty and I don't want beautiful women. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Kavitam va jagat isha kam hai. And I don't want to become famous like a kavi. uh, Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatal Bhaktirahito Kitwai. I just want devotional service onto your lotus feet, my dear Lord Sri Krishna. Birth after birth. So this is called pure devotional service, where we don't have any other desire. Um, but for the sake of service, whatever Krishna gives, we can do. We can aspire. But then, what happens when we aspire? Um, for the sake of service, we have to be very careful that I should not be deviated in my mind towards ulterior motives that may arise because of success. And the more and more we are careful, the more and more Krishna will give. Because first Krishna wants us. When Krishna sees that, okay, your service is going to become a disturbance for your advancement, Krishna consciousness, Krishna will say, okay, no, remove it. He is not able to handle it. So we just have to be very careful with our consciousness and do greater and greater service to Srila Prabhupada mission without getting trapped. Leaders are misled. Leaders who mislead people in effect, in effect, boarding a stone boat, and so too are those who blindly follow them. A stone boat would be unable to float and would sink in the water with its passengers. Similarly, those who mislead people go to hell and their followers go with them. So here Indra is telling that the leader should be pure, basically. If the leader um, um, is not following the path of pure devotion, then he will face difficulties and everybody who is following him will also face difficulties. And it is compared that a leader who is following, if he is not following with pure intention, then he is like taking his followers and trying to cross over the ocean of material existence with a stone boat. I don't know how many of you have you seen stone boat? Stone boat cannot float in the water. You take the stone boat next to water, stone boat will immediately sink. So the leaders will also go, and the followers will also go. Two references can be given here. I mean, 2 points here. One is Indra was the leader. He offended his spiritual master. So he will be incriminated by the reaction, and we will see that all the demigods were also incriminated by the reaction. We will see everybody suffered because of Indra's mistake. So that's one aspect. Actually, when the leader is not sincere, everybody faces the problems. Everybody connected to him faces the problem. That's how the laws of nature work. So leaders hold a great responsibility to be thoroughly sincere in their Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, he won't be able to help anybody he is following in their own Krishna consciousness. Another thing, it also refers that it is said that when the leader makes mistake, all the followers also suffers. So it's a huge responsibility. Another lecture I also heard by my spiritual master Radhanath Maharaj, he says that those who take a leadership position, many of you it may not be applicable, but eventually, still the subject matter is coming, so I'm sharing. Um, okay, it skipped, thought skipped. If it comes back, I will share. Another place where this verse can be used is leaders who are like Mayavadis or other forms of false religions. They also will have followers. They will have millions of views, but they say there is no God or God is dead, or they say many such things. So they are following, but the fact is, those who are speaking will go to hell, and those who are following will also go to hell, because you cannot give what you don't have. So leader has to be very sincere on one aspect, and should be on the right path. Also, if somebody thinks that why I am not connected, or what about those who are connected to false leaders, what is their mistake? Well, that is also according to karma, because we have some devotion in our heart in previous life or in this life, and lot of pious activity, because of which we have been connected to Srila Prabhupada and Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So we are very fortunate in that respect. um, okay, any question anyone has, stop me there and then go ahead and ask. Krishna compares human body to a boat which is meant to cross the ocean of material existence. So body is meant to cross over the ocean of material existence. Human body. So human body is compared to a boat, means if we rightly use the human body in the service of the Lord, we will be able to cross over the cycle of birth and death, cross over the material existence which is full of suffering. Dukhalya Shashvatam. But if we misuse the body, but we need the body to cross over the material existence. So body is an opportunity, but we have to use it in the right direction. But if we don't use it in right direction, the human body don't engage in devotional service, then what happened? There are 8.4 million species waiting for us. And the life by default, material body is full of anxiety. People who are relatively peaceful are devotees of the Lord. They are happily engaging in hearing, chanting, serving, associating with other wonderful people. So it's the life's greatest opportunity. Although Indra was still surrounded by his subjects, he could find no peace in the heart. So this is what happens when devotees are offended, when spiritual master is displeased. It's not that to displease spiritual master, we have to go to spiritual master and we have to kind of offend our spiritual master. No, spiritual master is displeased when we disobey his instructions. And how we disobey his instruction? Like that, like he didn't bow down. So when we make a mistake, it's basically against any mistake in devotional service. It's always against the um, instruction of spiritual master. So any devotee is displeased, we should know that spiritual master is displeased by us. um, um, so and then when spiritual master is displeased, Krishna is displeased. So when Krishna is displeased, what happened? There is no peace of mind. One time, one family was visiting one some Prabhupada disciple. We were just like at least 7 8 years back. We had that time we did had Radha Gobijana Vallabha temple, ISKCON family temples. We were staying in a small house, just 3 room house, single floor in Novi. And that time one family came, and I think she was Mataji was giving a Bhagavatam class, and we asked her, what are the effects of offenses? And she said, well, the moment there is an offense, we'll feel kind of the peace of mind will go away immediately from our heart. So Indra, although he was still surrounded by Gandharvas, Apsaras, Sachi, Mother Sachi, his wife was sitting next to him, um, and all the demigods with a white umbrella and elephants, great opulence, but he could find no peace. So our satisfaction does not come from our environment. This is a false conception. If I earn more, if I get a bigger house, I get a bigger car, or I get a bigger, whatever you name it, fill in the blanks. It's not going to give us inner peace. Inner peace comes by our connection with Krishna. And when that becomes disturbed, even if you have every source of sense gratification, there will be no real peace. Now, before we came to Krishna consciousness, we don't know what real peace is. We are burning in the fire of material existence, and we are okay with it. Just like a hog is okay eating stool because he is used to it. He doesn't have a higher taste. He in fact he enjoys those things. So a materialist is enjoying materialistic pleasure, and he's lot of anxiety inside, but he just doesn't realize. But when a devotee comes, and when somebody comes to devotional service, then they realize, oh, there is some peace and there is some inner satisfaction in my heart now. So they become very attached to it. Sometimes it so happens that they become so used to it that they don't even realize what was the state before they came to Krishna consciousness. They don't even realize how much anxiety they were in. But if you want to realize how much anxiety you were in before, is you meet a new person and you see him experience Krishna. See what happens. The new person, when he experiences Krishna, he becomes so joyful, like um, a wave of fresh breeze, and he is so grateful. Um, he exhibit he or she is in tears, just what Krishna has done to him. So we see that's because they are making a transition from a life full of material anxiety to a life of peace and satisfaction. And devotees, when they are feeling that peace and satisfaction, when they lose it, it's worse than hell. So Indra was like, although surrounded by everything, Apsaras, Rudras, Chanaras, Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, and you name it, he is feeling very empty in his heart. Hearing the condition of Indra, Shukracharya instructed demons to declare war against demigods. So the news came. Now, Indra and the demigods, they live in Swarglok. Below Swarglok, there is Bhuvarlok. There demons also reside in Bhuvarlok. And demons also have a spiritual master. Their spiritual master is Shukracharya. Shukracharya is the spiritual master of demons. And Brihaspati is the spiritual master of demigods. So Shukracharya understood that Indra has become weak, and because he has displayed his spiritual master. This is what happens when we actually displease devotees. We lose all strength, all inner contentment, and we become very weak. Physically also will become weak. Lot of negativities will come. Shukracharya knows this. Demigods became weak due to their offense and were pierced by sharp arrows of demons in their ear, arms, thighs. Some spelling mistakes are there, looks like. So um, the demons, they pleased their spiritual master Shukracharya. So demon became very powerful, and Indra displeased his spiritual master. So Indra, along with all the demigods, they became very weak. So Shukracharya said, well, they are in a weak state, so they attacked. And these demigods, they have to run for life. So naturally, whenever there's a disturbance, they go to Brahma, who is the original creator, the original father. So Indra went and prayed, Ki, I have lost all peace of mind, lost the kingdom, we don't know where to go, where to live. The demons have become very powerful, please help us. Demigods, helplessly defeated, ran to Lord Brahma for help. Lord Brahma, because of your offense to Brihaspati, you have been defeated by demons. See what all happens when there are such things. This displeasure of spiritual master. They lost their kingdom. It's not just inner peace and contentment is lost. Offenses also leads to health problems. There are many stories in Chaitanya Charitamrita when there was offenses and there were health issues. The health issues may come because of karma or because of offenses. It can come from for either way, either ways. Um, and he lost his kingdom, his wealth, his opulence, his name and fame. Everything is lost. Everything is lost. So whatever he was proud of is taken away. This is one thing that Krishna does to his devotees. Is whatever one is puffed up with, Krishna kind of brings the suffering from there or takes that away or humbles the devotee because Krishna loves his devotees. O Indra, your enemies, the demons, were extremely weak because of their disrespect towards Shukracharya. But since they have now worshipped Shukracharya with great devotion, they have again become powerful. Very instructive. The demons disrespected Shukracharya in the past. So they became very weak. So demigods defeated them. But what happens? They realized that we have disrespected our spiritual master, because of which I am facing difficulties. So once they realized, they took a humble position and they worshipped the spiritual master. Then they again gained a lot of strength. And in the meantime, Indra offended his spiritual master. So Indra became weak. So that's it. The demigods were defeated. Okay. Um, would somebody like to answer? There are some questions. What is the effect of disrespecting spiritual master on Indra? What was the effect of disrespecting spiritual master on Indra?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Um,
Mataji.
so just the effect in terms of if we are talking only about Indra, then he lost his kingdom, and moreover of that, he lost his inner peace, and then he realized that he have done the mistake disobeying his spiritual master, and that's why the third thing happened. Because of his mistake, all the demigods are suffering, and because he is being the leader of all the demigods, and it caused that all the asuras defeated all the demigods, and he lost his kingdom also.
Wonderful. You are hearing very nicely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we'll have more devotees participate now. What is the possible effect of wealth, position, opulence, beauty, high birth, high education, etc.? What can these things do to us?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hey there, Prabhu.
Yes. So wealth, position, everything, this can bring a sense of false pride inside us. So yeah, which will lead to making offenses toward other Vaishnavas.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Hare Prabhu. Okay. What should be our desire as per Lord Chaitanya? Let's have some more participation. What did Mahaprabhu prayed? How did he pray? What should be our desire according to Lord Chaitanya?
Nadhanam najanam na sundari.
Hmm. I don't want wealth. I don't want followers. I don't want beautiful women around me. And I don't want to become Kavi, to become famous. What do I want? I just want to serve you birth after birth, because goal is going back to Godhead. And everything else that we do it in a mood that I want to serve the Lord, with that pure mood, not because I want something, but because I want to serve the Lord. It's my service to the Lord. Okay, wonderful. What is the effect of worshipping spiritual master? Okay, let's have somebody else. This is the easy one. What do we get after worshipping, while after worshipping a spiritual master? Anyone?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. May I
Okay,
try?
go ahead.
Uh, Prabhuji, actually, directly attaining Krishna's mercy is not possible. So, time and again, what we learn from Shastra is we can only approach Krishna through spiritual master only. So, we need their mercy in order to get the blessing of Krishna. So, that
Okay,
is worshipping of a spiritual master is so important.
okay, wonderful. And also here we see that the demigods versus spiritual masters, they became strong. So because of that, they could fight demigods. For devotees, I didn't discuss that, but for devotees, we become strong in a sense that we can fight with Maya. We become spiritually strong in a way that we kind of get deeper taste in the holy name of Krishna, and we develop taste everywhere in hearing about Krishna. um, um, we are eager any form of devotional service, so we gain all that strength, and physically also. Okay, then who is false guru compared to? Okay, false guru. Anyone remembers false guru? Who is he compared to? Anyone remembers? Okay, I think these are easy questions. Those who answer, do they remember who is false guru compared to? Okay, so false guru is compared to the stone boat. So as soon as we sit in the boat, the guru will fall down, and the people sitting in the boat will also fall down. So, okay, and the human body is also compared to the boat, which is meant to cross over the ocean of material existence. Can material opulence give us peace of mind? This is the simplest question. Anybody will answer?
No, Prabhu.
No. How? Why it won't give us peace of mind?
Because,
Example from this story.
because when Indra not respecting his spiritual master, even though he has all the other things, rest of other things, he did not feel happy and he did not have peace of mind inner
Hmm.
because everything is there except his spiritual master, but
Yeah.
he feel peace in his heart.
Yeah. In fact, he was able to enjoy other things because he has peace of mind in his heart,
Yeah,
because of spiritual strength. That's why he could enjoy other things also. And he kind of cut the connection with the source,
yeah.
like his connection with Krishna and Guru, and then everything fell apart there.
Is
Okay.
that's one thing, Prabhu. Is bhakti is like a joyful, happy thing.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so we'll progress to the second section now. So Brahma then came into picture, and Brahma instructed the demigods to approach a pure Brahmana Vishwaroop. So now here's a solution. So Indra took a humble position now. So Brahma wanted to help him. Indra said, "Please help me." Brahma said, "Go to a Brahmana. His name is Vishwaroop. He is son of Twashta. Twashta is his father. Take shelter of him, but tolerate his inclinations towards demons." So Twasta Twas- Twasta So okay, basically Vishwarup mother came from a demoniac family and father came from a demigod family. So the son was a Brahmana, a devotee of Lord Vishnu. His name was Vishwarup. So you go and accept Vishwarup as your spiritual master. But because his mother is from demoniac side, he has a soft corner for them, not just to you. So he may do something to favor demons also, but tolerate it. If you follow him, he will help you, you will regain the kingdom. Okay. So solution is given. So Indra went to Vishwarup and Vishwarup was like a child. So Indra said, dear son, he was very young. So, dear son, we have been defeated by our enemies, which is the demons, and therefore we are very much aggrieved. Please mercifully relieve our distress through the strength of your austerities. Please fulfill our prayer. So, with austerities, one becomes powerful. You can see you follow Ekadashi Vrata and you fast on Janmashtami and festivals, and you fast till noon. Ekadashi, best is you don't drink water also. If you cannot do Nirjal Ekadashi every Ekadashi, then that's all right. Then you can drink water. If you say drinking water whole day it's very difficult, then you can take some fruits. If you say fruits is also very austere, then okay, you can cook some um, non-grain items on Ekadashi. If you say I cannot do that, then the answer is you must do that. You must do at least that. Don't eat rice at any cost. Don't eat rice, wheat, pulses like dals and other things. Please don't eat any grains if you want your welfare. So by austerity, one gains strength, and you will see if you to the extent you do these things strictly, you will get lot of spiritual strength. And Krishna is really pleased, especially Ekadashi. The Acharyas are pleased. Krishna is pleased in Janmashtami. There are n number of verses in the scriptures glorifying the importance of these kind of austerities. So he, um, by your austerity, you help us. This is our prayer to you. Okay, so let's see what happened then. Accepting this request, Vishwarup performed priestly activities with great enthusiasm. A Brahmana, when somebody comes for shelter, a Brahmana is more than eager to give shelter. His life is meant for serving others. So Vishwarup gave Indra Narayan Kavach. He was a devotee of Narayan, Vishwarup. So he gave him Kavach means protection. So he gave him Narayan protection. By his austerities and pleasure of Vishnu, he gave him that, which constitutes subtle knowledge transcendently connected with Narayan. By putting on this kavach, he could again conquer demons. So he get lot of strength. By that, Narayan kavach is basically mantras. So he gained a lot of strength, and then he could conquer the demons. So Indra got back his kingdom. He became powerful by the mercy of Vishwarup. This kavach protects one from fear and all evil elements as well. This is Vishwarup told Indra that you'll be protected. Just do this. But then what happened? After offering clarified, so Vishwarup Brahmana, he was doing sacrifice. Um, Although offering clarified butter in the sacrificial fire, the fire is compared to the tongue of Lord Vishnu. And when you offer clarified butter, then it's like we are feeding Lord Narayan. So it's all the sacrifice, Krishna says, Bhoktaram Yagya Tapasa. All the yagyas are meant to please the Lord. Everything is meant to please the Lord. So you offer clarified butter in sacrificial fire in the name of demigods without, now this is a new concept some of us may not be aware of. So demigods are fed on the sacrifices, or on the sacrifices made, on the like articles offered in the sacrifice in the name of the demigod. Like if you see when we perform sacrifice, so we grow a fire and in the fire we say uh, Om Indra Swaha. So Swaha means I am offering these grains to you. So through that Indra eats, and then all the uh, Shiva, Swaha, and all the demigods are fed to the sacrifice. In fact, to such an extent, it is kind of they take lot of pride in these sacrifices. That okay, so it's just like um, we like to be respected and worshipped. I mean, should not like because of ahankar only likes that. So likewise, these demigods are very pleased when somebody offers sacrifice to them. In fact, in the situation where we will discuss sometime in future, the story of Daksha and Lord Shiva and Sati Devi. So there, um, Daksha offended Lord Shiva, and then lot of things happened, and then they cursed Lord Shiva that we curse you. That story, more story in detail. This comes, I think, in third canto. I think I don't remember exactly. So um, the essence is they curse Lord Shiva, saying that people will not offer grains to you during their sacrifice. So that's they considered it as really I'm giving a big curse to Lord Shiva by having him um, not being able to get the grains during the sacrifice. So, because Lord Vishnu is the source of all the demigods, they offer the grain clarified butter in the into the fire, which is mouth of Lord Shiva, with a particular name that we are offering this to these particular personalities, and that's how they are pleased. Krishna also says that through sacrifices there will be a cordial relationship between men and demigods. Although later on Krishna says Sarva Dharma Parityaja, he reject all these varieties of religion, just surrender unto me. And we take the holy name which is Sankirtan Yagya for this age. But the principle is given because Bhagavad Gita is for all ages, Kali Yuga, Sati Yuga. So um, Yagyas were the method for Treta Yuga. This is how they would please the Lord in Treta Yuga. Even in fact, in Krishna conscious ways also, when we have yagyas like for say home ceremony or deity welcoming, sometimes devotees do yagya. So then there is another book for yagya written by one is called sannyasi. So there we offer sacrifice to Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and acharyas and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So same concept is we are trying to, so it's a Krishna conscious yagya. We are trying to please these manjaris and these gopis and Srimati Radharani and Shri Krishna and their associate to the fire sacrifice. So that's something on fire sacrifice, those who are curious. So although offering clarified butter in the sacrificial fire in the name of demigods, without the knowledge of the demigods, he also offered oblation to the demons because they were his relatives through his mother. So they're like brothers to Vishwarup. He has some soft corner. So they are pleasing demigods by offering clarified butter to them through sacrifice. But in the mind, he is also offering to the demigods. But Brahma told him that because of his affection to mother, tolerate, don't take any action, and you will be successful. But what happened? There is a lot of, I mean, there is envy also, and enemy means there is envy in a way. So once upon a time, however, the king of heaven Indra understood that Vishwarup was secretly cheating the demigods by offering oblations on behalf of the demons. He became extremely afraid of being defeated by the demons, and in great anger at Vishwarup, he cut Vishwarup's 3 heads from his shoulder. This is called Hare Krishna. So what he did, Vishwarup had 3 heads. And you see in a picture, there are 3 heads lying on the ground. So when Indra came to know, so this is how envy works. Envy is there. Whenever there is a material desire, there will be envy. So Indra desire to be the king of demigod and to enjoy the opulence. Then naturally envy will be there. Envy toward those who can take his position. There will be envy towards them. Or if somebody else enjoys my position, then envy towards them. So um, um, Prabhupada's simple word says envy means you don't like someone. This is not good for our spiritual life if you don't like someone. So Indra kind of released his weapon and he cut off the heads of um um, um, Vishwarup. Now Indra is going to pay a heavy price. First of all, you offended your spiritual master. Brahma said, I will give you the solution, you work on it. And then um, he also, now there is a Brahmana Hatya. Oh, that Brahmana was another Shiksha Guru for Indra. उनका भी सर काट के फेंक दिया. He cut them, he killed him. Now let's see what happens. Indra suffered for 1 year, and then to purify himself, he distributed the reactions for this sinful killing among earth, water, trees, and women. So there is like, you know, um, um, water will have this form, the jhag, that is actually impurities of the water. Likewise, I don't remember for trees. I don't remember for earth. Trees, they have sap. Sap is because of the impurities in the tree. That's why sap comes. And women have this monthly periods, so the impurities comes out. So kind of Indra gave this. Indra got lot of sins for killing, disrespecting spiritual master, and then killing a brahmana. So Indra asked all these sections, or he gave his sins, distributed his sins to earth, water, trees, and women. I don't remember how the earth. Okay, don't remember on top of my head. So let's see. Then after Vishwarup was killed, his father Twashta performed ritualistic ceremonies to kill Indra. So his father was really angry. I mean, naturally, if you son the kill the son, what will happen to the father? So he performed ceremonies to kill Indra. He offered oblation in the sacrificial fire, saying, "O enemy of Indra, um, flourish, O enemy of Indra, flourish to kill your enemy without delay." So, um, okay. So the Sanskrit, okay, here is something I will say. So the Sanskrit word he used is Indra Shatru. Indra Shatru means let there be a Shatru, a enemy, be created who will kill Indra. So that was Twashta's purpose of fire sacrifice. See, this fire sacrifice, especially in Treta Yuga, they were like really powerful. I mean, through fire sacrifice, we see many things have happened. If you see, through fire sacrifice, um, um, uh, um, if you remember this particular pastime, you may not have heard it. Is when Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to kill in 7 days. So Parikshit Maharaj went to Sukatal, which is near New Delhi, and he heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadev Goswami. This we know. And then before 7 days was over, the Taksha bird came, and actually in transcendental state, Maharaj Parikshit went into transcendence. He already left the body. And then the Takshak bird came and then put the body into fire. But it was seen as if Takshak bird came and killed Maharaj Parikshit. So Maharaj Parikshit has a son. His name was Janmajaya. This story comes, I think, in 11th canto. His name was Janmajaya. So Janmajaya became very angry that how can this, what does this Takshak bird thinks of himself that he can kill my father who was a pure devotee of Krishna, the king of the world. So Janmajaya performed a sacrifice to kill all the snakes, and then actually the snakes were getting killed. Even Takshak bird was getting dragged from the Naga planets and were forced to enter the fire and be killed. But that time Brahma and some senior came and they told Janmajaya that let's stop the sacrifice. This it was actually the will of the Lord. Takshak bird or no, Takshak snake bird or no other snake is the cause of it. See the hand of Krishna. So then Janmajaya saw the hand of Krishna and then he stopped the fire sacrifice. But the idea is these sacrifices are very powerful. Even during the um, Lord Ram's time, Dashrath performed a fire sacrifice, and then um, one man came and with a pot and he said, "You feed this sweet rice to your queens." And then he fed the sweet rice to the queens, and then that's how they carried Lord Ram, Lakshman, and Bharat, Shatrughan, and others. So we see these fire. Even Draupadi was born from a fire sacrifice. That sacrifice was performed by King Drupad out of his enmity towards Dronacharya. And that time he performed a fire sacrifice, and through that fire sacrifice, Draupadi was born just like a grown-up lady who will be the cause of Dronacharya killing. And that's what happened. She was the cause of Mahabharat war because of that sari pulling. So we see that this fire sacrifice have lot of values, but not in this age. In this age, only Kalautadhari Kirtan is Sankirtan Yagya. But in previous ages, they were very powerful. So Twashta, these are not like, I mean, they are ritualistic, but we don't condemn them, but we don't recommend them for this age. But even Krishna says, um, um, Tretayam hijato mukhay, Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalautadhari Kirtanat. In Treta Yuga, perform fire sacrifice for advancement. um, they would gather for thousands of years of long sacrifices, fire sacrifices. So there was lot of values given to that. So Toshta, what he did is he performed this fire sacrifice to and he said Indra Shatru, to create an enemy who will kill Indra. But by mistake he said Indra Shatru. He added one A there. So that becomes, instead of create a demon who will kill Krishna, it became create a demon who will be killed by Krishna. So because, and fire sacrifice, this is one of the flaw in fire sacrifice is they have to be perfectly recited, and if they are not perfectly recited, then the effect will be according to recitation. It can be opposite, harmful. It can be no effect at all. So there have to be qualified brahmanas. It is said that one of the reason fire sacrifice cannot be performed in this age of Kali is because there are no qualified brahmanas. In fact, in the previous ages, the cows or horses, Ashwamedha Yagyas and others, they were also put into fire sacrifice and they will immediately get a human birth. So this fire sacrifice requires a very qualified brahmanas. The brahmanas have to be very pure, and the mantra should be recited as it is, and so on and so forth. Um, I'm sure lot more can be said about this sacrifice and the potency of the sacrifice. So then what happened from the result of that fire sacrifice? Now from that fire sacrifice, something really amazing happened. Thereafter, from the southern side of the sacrifice, means the sacrifice must be really big. So from the southern side of the sacrificial fire known as Anvaharya, came a fearful personality who looked like the destroyer of the entire creation at the end of the millennium. So huge personality came, and he was Vrtrasura. And the rest of the story will center around this demon Vrtrasura, who was a demon, but who was, okay, let me put it, who was a pure devotee in the body of a demon. And we will hear more about questions. We know Maharaj Chitraketu was cursed to become a demon. That's how he came. And we will discuss about Maharaj Chitraketu also at the end of this pastime. Um, so, well, as of now, a big demon came. And it seemed like he was so ferocious that it seemed like he can destroy the entire creation, all the planets in the universe. So that much ferocious he was. So let's hear more about Vrtrasura. Burnt hill complexion. So if you see like coppery, burnt hill complexion, but very shiny body, lustrous. Melted copper beard, like copperish beard. Piercing eyes like midday sun. So these pictures, images are made from the scriptures, from the description from Shrimad Bhagavatam. So like midday sun, like fiery, piercing fiery eyes, appeared unconquerable with a trident. So he had a trident, and it seemed like nobody can touch him. He seemed to be so ferocious and powerful. Dancing and shouting, making earth tremble. So when he came out now, he was like really heavy and big, and he was dancing And when he was dancing, the earth was shaking, like earthquakes were coming. And he was shouting also. His yawning seemed to swallow the sky. So his body was as high that it was touching the sky. And when he was like taking air in, it seems like the whole sky will enter his mouth. Um, Mouth was as deep as a cave. Everyone ran in great fear. When Twashta was doing sacrifice, there were many people sitting around. And Twashta thought my sacrifice successful. And all the people who were sitting around, they started running away from the all the brahmanas ran away because he started dancing and it was an earthquake and they were like, shocked that what is this? What do I do now? Then all the demigods headed by Indra charged the demon with transcendental bows, arrows, and other weapons, but Vrtrasura swallowed all their weapons. So this was a really humiliating experience. Now he was so big that everybody could see. And Indra saw that Toshta is performing sacrifice to kill Indra. So Indra had a lot of insecurity in him. So he, along with all the demigods, they're like, he just came out, kill him right away. So they swallowed the best of their weapons, and Vrtasura will took all the weapons and will just eat them up like toffees, like candies. And whatever they tried, nothing touched Vrtasura. He was so huge. Even Thunderbolt, he would just Thunderbolt will strike. He'll take a Thunderbolt and he'll chew it. So when Indra saw, like, imagine you use the best of your power, and the other person just take and then chew your weapon. So it will be like really humbling experience. Like in today's world, gunshots are considered like very deadly weapon, and you shoot lot of bullets on somebody, and he will just take all the bullets with his hand and chew it. And any way you touch the bullet, nothing pierces him. He'll just chew it, and then he start marching towards you. What will be your state? Well, this is the only weapon I have, and it's ineffective. So now run away, save for life. So Indra became very, very depressed. Stuck with wonder and disappointment, they prayed to the Supreme Lord. This is what devotees always do. So Indra is a devotee. At the same time, he has material desires, karma mishta bhakta. So, but they always take first they strength. They fight at their own strength when they are helpless. Then they take shelter of Supreme Lord Narayan. So Indra went to he prayed to Narayan. That Supreme Personality of Godhead is the only shelter of everyone. Anyone desiring to be protected by others is certainly a great fool who desires to cross the sea by holding the tail of a dog. Now, dogs know how to swim, but the dog swim is like very, very shallow. I mean, if you let the dog swim for more than few minutes, the dog probably will drown in the water. But little bit here and there, for fun they can swim. But it is impossible for a for one to hold the tail of a dog and cross the ocean of material existence. One cannot cross over the one cannot dog cannot even cross one small lake. Crossing material existence, which is infinite and infinites of miles long, unlimited. Um, and that too you are trying to swim using the dog's tail. It's called that you are crazy. That's what it means. So Indra, now this is another thing, is like, he tried his best and he could not, so now he's taking shelter of Supreme Lord, and he's telling that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the shelter of everyone. So the implied meaning is, okay, my lord, now my time has come to die, please protect me. So of course there's material desire inbuilt in it. It's not surrender out of every moment. That's what Srila Prabhupada taught. That's what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught it, taught us, is like complete surrender, like render devotional service at every minute. But for demigods, they take shelter of the Lord only when they're in problems or when they need some material desires to be fulfilled. So here, um, he said, well, the only shelter is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone desiring to be protected by others is certainly a great fool who desires to cross the sea by holding a tail of a dog. So basically, a prayer to Lord Vishnu that you are the only protector, please save me. समाश्रित ये पादपल्लवाप्लवम् महत् महत्पदं पुण्य यशो मुरारी Bhavam Budher Vatsa Padam 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 Yat Vipadam Natesham. So this is one of the very famous verses. Um, Padam Padam Yat Vipadam Natesham. The Lord's lotus feet are an indestructible boat. And if one takes shelter of that boat, he can easily cross the ocean of nations. Consequently, there are no dangers for a devotee, although he lives within this material world, which is full of dangers at every step. So, Lord's lotus feet is the shelter, and Lord's lotus feet is compared to a boat. Now, this boat is not like a stone boat, or this boat is not like a tail of a dog trying to swim. This boat is the one which can help us cross the ocean of material existence. That's the lotus feet of the Lord. So it is said it is an they are indestructible boat, means nobody can touch it. You can easily cross over the ocean of material existence if we take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Now, what it means to take shelter of lotus feet of the Lord, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says taking shelter of lotus feet of the Lord means to hear about Krishna, to chant Krishna's name, to serve, render some devotional service to Krishna. When we are doing these things, this is called taking shelter of lotus feet of Krishna. Another thing which we can do is we can meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna. And sometime in future, we can also discuss the description of lotus feet of Krishna. That is like a sweet topic to discuss. So maybe sometime in future. So in any of these ways, through hearing, chanting, through seva, or by meditating on the feet of the lotus feet of the Lord, by any means, if one takes shelter of them, then the mind becomes controlled, and one will be able to cross over the ocean of material existence. And it is described that ocean of that material existence is padam padam yat vipadam natisham. It is full of dangers at every step. So it is full of danger, so we don't want to be in such a dangerous place where anytime, one small accident can take our life, or near and dear ones can be lost at any point of time. The situation came, virus came, how many hundreds of thousands of people died. So there is no guarantee of the heart, and we don't know what all is happening in the body. There is no guarantee when we go out. So the danger may come at any step, and it comes like without any notification. So that's the nature of this material world. Spiritual world is not like that. Spiritual world is eternal. We are eternal. And the relationship with the Lord is sweet and eternal. Material world, just a matter of time. Anything can happen at any point of time. By the grace of Matsyavatar, Manu saved himself. Now Indra is praying. So Indra is really taking a humble position, and Indra is praying that by the grace of Matsyavatar, those who don't know Matsyavatar, fish incarnation, Manu saved himself from the great danger of the flood. By that same fish incarnation, save us from the great and fearful danger caused by the son of Twashta. So, those who don't know the story of Matsya, this also comes in Shrimad Bhagavatam, where there was a huge inundation. At that point of time, um, um, the Lord wanted to save the creation. So he kind of Manu, who was the king that time, he saw a fish, and the fish, a small golden fish. So the fish told that, take me to your home. And the king Manu was very inspired. He take the fish to the home. Then the fish became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So the king Manu, he tried to kind of keep transferring the fish into bigger pot of water, to such an extent that the biggest lake, which may be like huge lake, he put the fish there, and within few minutes the fish would cover the entire lake, and the fish would say to the king, I am suffocating, I am suffering, please transfer me to a bigger place. And the king just became very humbled, and Kil bowed down to the fish and said, please reveal your divinity, you are not an ordinary fish. Mm. And then um, Manu, he transferred that huge fish with the help of whoever, and he transferred it to the unlimited ocean, and the fish kind of cover the entire ocean. And then Manu prayed that, please reveal your divinity. And then the fish said that, well, I am the supreme personality of Godhead himself. I have taken this form to save you. Very soon one pralay will come and everybody will die. And you carry the Sapt Rishis and few other, so you see there are seven rishis in the boat, and few other who will help in re-beginning the creation. So Manu along with Sapt Rishis and others, they and then you know the fish has this hoof, so you tie the ship, the boat to this hoof, and during the pralay, which actually lasted for thousands of years, huge pralay, so during that time you all will be protected. And that time the Lord just waved around, just he just enjoyed some water ride. Everything Lord does, he does for the sake of his own pleasure. So Lord was very happy enjoying water rides, and they all were like in great fear, constantly praying to the supreme personality of Godhead who has appeared as Matsya Avatar. And that's how they were saved. So Indra is praying that just like Matsya Avatar, you saved them from the great flood, from the great danger. Likewise, we are also in great danger, and our danger is from son of Twashta. So please protect us. So very beautiful prayer in a humble mood. Please protect us. In the beginning of creation, more prayers by Indra to Narayan. In the beginning of creation, when Brahma was about to fell down in the water of devastation due to fierce waves of inundating water, you saved him. And thus, we also expect the Lord to protect us from this dangerous condition. So, in the beginning of creation, we know Brahma was not able to know the source. He went into the kind of entered into the fearful ocean, and he tried, but he could not. But then he heard tapa, and then he performed tapasya, austerities, and then he saw Lord face to face. Srimad Bhagavatam described he shook hand with the Lords. So he was, the Lord showed his mercy, protected him from the great danger of that ocean, removed his distress from Brahma. Likewise, just like you helped Brahma, just like you helped Manu and the Saptarishi, likewise, we also require your help. So, maybe 5 more minutes we'll continue. Shri Shukadev Goswami said, my dear king, when all the demigods offered him their prayers, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Lord Hari, carrying his weapons, the conch shell, the disc and club, appeared first within their heart and then before them. So here we see there are a lot of demigods and uh, headed by Indra, and they pray to Lord Vishnu, and then the Lord appeared in his Chaturbhuj form, carrying a club, lotus disc, and conch shell. First, the Lord appeared within their heart, and then the Lord appeared in person. Actually, when we chant the holy name of Krishna, the Lord will appear in our heart. This is called Roop Dhyan. So, when the Lord appears in our heart, that's actually we are directly in front of the Lord. When the Lord appears in our heart, He can be in a deity form. He can be in a form of a picture that is there in your home that you worship, in any form. But that is Sakshat Lord. And it is said that the worship in the mind is even higher than physical worship. When you chant, you can get to the mood of worshipping in your mind. Let's see. Surrounding and serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayan with 16 personal attendants. So there were, if you count, there are 16 in this picture. So there were no need to count, there are 16. So there was the Lord Narayan appeared in his Chaturbhuj forms, surrounded by 16 attendants, decorated with ornaments and appearing exactly like him without the mark of Srivatsa and Kaustuba jewel. So what in Vaikuntha, everybody is Chaturbhuj, four-handed. Everyone wears a golden yellowish dhoti. They have a helmet, and they carry these four transcendental elements in their hands. Um, but the difference between the servants and the Lord is the Lord has a Kaustuba jewel that only Lord has, and he has Lakshmi on his chest, represented by the white hair. It's called the mark. It's a tuft of white hairs. It's called Srivatsa mark. So there were 16 servants, and the Lord appeared in front of demigods. When all the demigods saw the Supreme Lord, they were overwhelmed with happiness and immediately fell down like rods. So here we see they are glorifying, some are falling down, and they are offering Dandvat Pranam to the Lord. Then they slowly rose and pleased the Lord by offering him prayers. The demigod said, "We offer our respect to you who release the chakra to kill the demons and who possess many varieties of names. You are competent to give the results of our sacrifice, which is Swarga." So the demigods are Karmamishta Bhakta. So they are telling Narayan that um, um, we offer our respects to you who release the chakra to kill the demons. So, indirectly identifying, please release your chakra and kill the son of Twashta, whoever he is. And then you are competent to give the results of our sacrifice. So, their devotion is not pure. So, they are performing sacrifice and glorifying the Lord with the desire that Lord in return will give them Swargalok, their kingdom back. So this is Karma Mishta Bhakta. Now the Lord is appearing to them. They could very easily ask, "My Lord, please give us pure devotional service," and the Lord may easily give it. But they don't want pure devotional service because they don't have faith in that. Instead, they are asking to kill that demon so that no obstacle in our life and give back our heavenly kingdom. So that further shows commentary. Vishwan Chakravarti Thakur says, "The Lord might say, you are praising me to obtain insignificant temporary swarga. Why don't you ask for Vaikuntha?" So um, um, the Lord might say, I mean, when Indra was offering prayer, he was inspired within his heart that maybe Lord will say, "What am I doing? What am I asking? Why I am doing this?" So the demigods further said, "We cannot understand Vaikuntha because we appeared later in creation than you, who are controller of three destination." So actually, this Vaikuntha is the spiritual abode of the Lord. Now, Indra said, "Well, we just took birth, and Vaikuntha is eternal, so we don't know Vaikuntha. We cannot understand. So please give us Swarga. Let us be happy with Swarga." Well, it's basically um, um, then who can understand and realize him? Like, okay, we have not seen Vaikuntha, so we don't know what's in there. So please give us the Swarga. Only topmost sannyasis can realize you as they wander about the world to preach Krishna consciousness, fully absorbed in samadhi through bhakti yoga. When the darkness in their hearts is completely eradicated, then you are revealed to them and they enjoy transcendental bliss by meditating on your form. Therefore, we simply offer our respectful obeisances. So, Indra is admitting here, Indra is telling that yes, I am not qualified to go back to God, to attain the spiritual world. And who is qualified? Sannyasis are qualified. Sannyasis are qualified. Topmost sannyasis are qualified. Why? Why they are qualified? Because they wander about the world to preach Krishna consciousness. Actually, when we try to spread the message of Krishna consciousness, we really please Krishna. We really please Krishna. So, my request to all the devotees in the room who have faith, try to spread the message of Krishna consciousness among your friends, relatives, parents, your children, your spouse. Do whatever it takes to help them. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, those who spread the message of Krishna consciousness, this message of Bhagavad Gita, there is no servant more dear than him or her, and nor will there ever be a servant more dear. So, whoever you know, get in touch with them, start Bhagavad Gita reading or start Bhagavad Gita discussions. In some way or other, let's not limit what we have received to ourselves. Let's try to spread the words, because just like we were in anxiety, looking for peace and happiness and satisfaction in our heart, found our contentment by connecting with Krishna, we should know that everybody is looking for the Lord. It is said that everyone is looking for Krishna. Some know that, some don't know that. But when they don't know that, they are in the fire of material existence, the anxiety of material existence. And they're constantly hankering and running after many things, but ultimately, what they are looking for is Krishna experience. And Krishna is waiting for which souls will they when will they become ready to share me with others, because that is the role of devotees. That's the responsibility of devotees of the Lord. If we have received something which is beneficial, then we hold the responsibility to not keeping that just to ourselves but to spread it. To spread it. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Janma Satakari Karo Paroka. You perfect your life once you have understood the essence, when you have tasted the sweetness of Krishna consciousness. Now, Karo Paroka. Now you go out and you help others. What is the goal? The goal is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to please our spiritual master. So that's why sannyasis, they wander about the world to please Krishna consciousness, fully absorbed in samadhi. So although they are preaching, they are doing many things, they don't become proud or they don't claim any results for themselves. They have only one goal. What is their goal? I want to be absorbed in Krishna myself. The goal of a sincere preacher is that he just wants deeper Krishna, nothing else he wants. So they travel around the world and preach Krishna consciousness and fully absorbed in samadhi through bhakti yoga. So this also shows that Indra is a very learned person. Indra knows how to attain Krishna, but he himself is weak. This is called Hriday Durbalyam. Hriday Durbalyam means I know what is wrong. I know what is right. I don't want what is wrong, but I still desire that. I still want it. I don't have strength to follow pure devotional service. So that is Durbalyam. So we see Indra is well aware. He is glorifying that sannyasis, topmost sannyasis, traveling and preaching, fully absorbed in samadhi and practicing bhakti yoga, love and devotion to you. Um, when the darkness in their heart is completely eradicated, means they have become self-realized. They are carrying Krishna in their heart. Then you are revealed to them and they enjoy transcendental bliss by meditating on your form. So Indra knows this also, that the transcendental pleasure comes by meditating on the form of the Lord. When you chant the holy name of Krishna, if you close your eyes and if you can see Krishna, Krishna's feet, or Srimati Radharani, or Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Mahaprabhu, or spiritual master, if you can imagine any of their form while chanting the holy name of Krishna, you can experience that divinity in your heart. And Indra seems to know all this. Indra seems to know the importance of sannyas, the importance of traveling and preaching, the importance of purifying our heart of all material desires, the fact that only through bhakti yoga one can approach the Lord. Then by meditating on the form of the Lord, one can derive transcendental bliss. But he is not asking for that. He is asking, "Give me my swarga and kill this demon Twasta." So that shows his weakness of the heart. Therefore, we simply offer our respectful obeisances. So now, after all these things, now okay, let's read this as the last slide, and then we can end here. Devotees never give up bhakti. Devotees who have tasted a drop of nectar from the ocean of your glories. Indra is telling that devotees never give up bhakti. Because why they don't give up bhakti? Because they have tasted a drop of the nectar from the ocean of your glories, experience incessant transcendental bliss in their mind. See, when one becomes Krishna conscious, then during kirtans or during association or during the chanting of the holy names, devotees have derived great transcendental bliss. And because they have an experience of it, now they cannot give up bhakti. Even if they give up bhakti, it's for a very short time. Because the moment they go back to material existence, their heart is filled with anxiety and they lament, they hanker for that Krishna experience. They hanker. They constantly want it, but because of they become busy and many activities kind of that goes into the background, but somewhere in the back of the mind, they're constantly hankering for that Krishna experience again. So in that way, even if they temporarily go away, they never give up bhakti. So devotees never give up bhakti. Devotees who have tasted a drop of the nectar from the ocean of your glories experience incessant and transcendental bliss in their mind. Forget the tiny reflection of so-called material happiness and become free from desires. So they forget the tiny reflection of so-called material happiness and become free from desire. Just see, Indra is praying to Lord Vishnu that they forget the tiny reflection of so-called material happiness. Means there is no material happiness. Whatever seems to be material happiness is just a reflection. Is just a reflection. If you see, we may see ourselves in the mirror, the reflection, but the reflection is not real. It's not real. It's the semblance of the form, it's just resembling the form, but it's not real you. It's just a reflection. Likewise, this material happiness, it resembles pleasure. It seems like there is pleasure, but then the pleasure remains only in the mind, in the excitement of attaining. But after attaining, we feel like, uh, what's in there? Why was I running? What is this pleasure? Is it so? Just at the mental level, there is there. So Indra seems to know this also. And he says that devotees, they never give a bhakti. They forget the tiny reflection of so-called material happiness, because one gets spiritual happiness. Yam labdhava chapare labham manetam nadikam tataha. So once he attains spiritual pleasure, he sees that actually material pleasure, um, is very tiny, and there is no higher pleasure than what I'm experiencing through my relationship with Krishna. So forget the tiny reflection of so-called material happiness and become free from desires. But yet, Indra wants to kill Twasta and he wants Swarga. He has material desires. They don't give a bhakti because become um, they become the real friend of all living entities, the devotees, the glories of devotees. They become the real friend of all living entities. They become expert in achieving the real goal, and the real goal is back to Godhead, and they never return to this material existence. So these are all benefits of Bhakti Yoga. They become free from material desires. Just see, why we have material desires is because we identify ourselves with the body, because we have lust in our heart, we have envy in our heart, we have greed in our heart. That's why we have material desires. But we saw that getting this material desire is not going to give us inner peace and satisfaction. It is a Krishna factor, the Krishna factor. And this Krishna factor keeps continuing by chanting the holy name of Krishna, association of devotees, reading of scriptures. And as we keep doing these purifying elements, slowly the heart becomes free. Krishna factor is what is going to free us from material desires. You will be surprised after 10 years down the line, you will look back and you will say that, well, I don't see lusty desires arising in my heart. I don't see envy arising in my heart. I don't see anger arising in my heart. And you will be surprised that how is all this happening, how I'm making progress, why I'm getting attracted to Krishna now, why Krishna's pastimes are so attractive to me. So this is like a natural process. You don't have to do anything. You just have whatever you have received it. You should you should have gratitude for that, that this is Krishna's mercy on you. And you should be patient with your practices. You should be consistent with your practices. You should have faith in what you are doing, and you just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. And it's like, foolproof, foolproof process for back to Godhead. And all different stages of devotion, without even your knowledge, you will keep crossing over, and you will go back home, back to Godhead in this very lifetime. Then as you develop real joy within you, then you can easily identify that everybody is searching and running after material happiness, but because you have enjoyed material happiness in your past, you know that they're all full of anxiety. They are all actually not happy. It's just a pretense. It's just a reflection or semblance of happiness. They are all feeling emptiness because of anxiety in this material world, and they can lose their bodies and bodies of their loved at any point of time. Padam padam ne padam natesham. So when you develop that spiritual vision, then you will see like, how can I help this person? Now you are no more envious of their material pleasures or what all they are enjoying. Now you're like, okay, I need to, what can I do? So in that way you become friend. Friend means you actually become their well-wisher. Now you don't want anything from them, you're just their well-wisher. And then you know the goal, my goal is to go back to Godhead, and all these people goal is, everyone is looking for the same Krishna experience. And you derive great transcendental bliss in your heart, and finally you go back home, back to Godhead. So Indra seems to know the entire process of Krishna consciousness, and he is praying. And this is a wonderful way to glorify Lord Vishnu. But next week we will see that the Lord is kind of asking Indra, then why don't you understand, my dear demigod? Why don't you ask for pure devotion when you know the glories of pure devotion? Still Indra says, give me my Swargloka, and please release your chakra and kill the Twasta planet. This is called conditioning. Conditioning means I know what is right, what to do, what not to do, but I am forced to run behind my attachments. Run behind. That's why purification is required. Just knowledge will not help. We need to chant, we need to hear, we need to associate, we need to read, we need to purify our heart. That is only what is going to help us. Not just I have heard and I know what is right, what is wrong. That's not going to help. We have to work on internals. Okay, so that's all we will discuss today. Are there any questions from anyone? Any discussion required? I'm just making a note. Okay.
Why Dhruv Maharaj was, though he was looking for material, his heart was purified, but here it did not happen.
Oh, well, Prabhu, uh, um, yeah, that's a good point. Um, it depends a lot upon the. This is the thought that I am getting, Prabhu. We can ask maybe more devotees and hear from spiritual master if there's something on it. The process is gradual, Krishna consciousness process, and it depends a lot upon our previous conditioning and the sincerity of our practices. So Dhruv Maharaj, from what I have read, is his practices was quite intense. But we see Indra, they go to Lord. There is no as such him. I don't hear him having a. He takes shelter of Narayan, just like he knows Narayan, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet I don't see him like there is continuous chanting, there is lot of austerities. Rather, we hear Indra having apsaras and enjoying the opulence and fighting with the demigods. Whenever problem, he goes for rescue. So they are devotees of the Lord, but I don't see him like strict practice. But we see like Dhruv Maharaj was a sadhaka, like what kind of sadhaka he was, like beyond imagination. So that's my current thought, Prabhu. Is it all right, Maipal Prabhu?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, certainly. Every time he's offering prayer, he's seeing the Lord, his heart is getting purified, but then it's a gradual process. And then another thing we can see with Indra is, this is something that I've personally heard from pure devotees, that because Indra is constantly engaging in the acts of sense gratification, he's continuously contaminating his heart through apsaras and through name and fame and desiring and those things. But we see Dhruv Maharaj kind of stopped. He kind of performed severe tapasya and took only the process of bhakti. So, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, sense gratification, Krishna consciousness goes ill together. It's like we are sick and we are taking the medicine and we are taking food stuff, forbidden food stuff. So that kinds of really delays the process. Nonetheless, he is getting benefited by approaching the Lord, and that's some few thoughts. Wonderful question, Mahipal Prabhu. Thank you.
No doubt.
Now, who is SJ? Is it Suresh Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. This is Swapnil and Mrinaliman.
Okay, Dhanvatman, thank you. I thought of, because I saw MJ, then
Yeah, MJ was the other laptop and this is SJ.
Yes.
Yeah, it's for Swapnil. Yeah.
Okay, Dhanvatman, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna.
So, are there any more questions before we end today? Okay, wonderful. I'm very grateful to all of you and very happy to see all of you. We are somehow continuing on Zoom. I know it's difficult. Somehow we are continuing the seva. And thank you for your maintained enthusiasm and giving me encouragement by joining also. My obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpatarubhesya kripa sindhubhe evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo namaha. Anand Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you all very much. Dhanjot Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dhanjot.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.